So note to self, when starting up a show, make sure you have the correct title cards. Let's hope it's not one of those dreams. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 207 of Dial the Gate. My name is David Reed. This is the Stargate Oral History Project. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode. The 26th anniversary of Stargate SG-1 was yesterday, and in the spirit of its anniversary, Slitherine did a deep dive of Stargate Timekeepers, which I believe is coming out later this year. We're going to get into those details for this real-time tactics game, but before we get into it, if you enjoy Stargate and you want to see more content like this on YouTube, it would mean a great deal if you hit like. That like button makes a difference with YouTube and will continue to help the show grow its audience. Please also consider sharing this video with a Stargate friend or a gamer. And if you want to get notified about future episodes, click the subscribe icon. And giving the bell icon a click will notify you the moment a new video drops, and you'll get my notifications of any last-minute guest changes. And clips from this show will be released over the course of the next few weeks on the Dial the Gate YouTube channel. This is a live stream. We're going to be covering information that's just been released by Slitherine on their Twitch. You can get that link in the description below. We're also going to be using a number of Gate Worlds resources that have been published. Those links are going to be in the description below here as well. I am privileged to have with me a number of folks in my inner circle here who are also gamers. I've got Evie Cahill and Adam Cahill. Welcome back, guys. How you doing?
Hello. Good. I feel like a little bit of an imposter though, so I'm technically not a gamer, but obviously I'm very
gamer adjacent.
I tried.
No, I feel
Adam,
like an imposter.
go into that room and thwack her for me.
I'd like to stay married, so no thanks.
All right.
To pass on that
I've got Nicole Rodriguez Galdo, who is
Worst time for me to sip water. Oh my goodness. Hello.
who is a gamer.
I'm a big gamer. I play like RTTs and RTSs and stuff, but I'm not good at them.
I'd like to point out that I'm also a big gamer. Just before
Adam is. That's why I said gamer adjacent. Evie's gamer adjacent to you because you are a big gamer. So yeah, I like games. So yeah.
Frederick Marcoux
Hi,
of Concepts
David.
Web, who runs our website. He's a gamer as well. How you doing, man?
Well, part-time gamer, and I'm doing well. And you?
Do I have any like
Then
full-time
no
gamers?
one's helping
I have
themselves.
one. I have one, and he's going
You
to
have
save
one.
my cookies. His name is Retro Badger of Retro Badger Gaming YouTube channel. Welcome,
Hello.
Badger, back to the show.
Yeah,
How you doing?
Thank you. Good to be here. Yeah, I'm really excited for this new game, and can't wait to get into it, get my hands on it, really.
Now, as you have a gaming channel on YouTube, can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, so it's called Retro Badger Gaming, and I feature mainly sci-fi video games at the moment, mainly Star Trek, but I'm branching off into other areas.
Yes.
And I also do ship battles, combat battles, and I take requests from people. And we've built up a nice little community.
Yeah, this is, and I'm trying to play a clip from your channel, and instead I'm sharing an advertisement for a rated R film. So of course, that's absolutely perfect. But yeah, if you want to see space combat between spacecraft, and you also want to see some Stargate ships in that as well, Retro Badger Gaming is the place to go. I totally recommend it. It's a really good time. So, all right, gang.
Thanks.
So we just had an announcement yesterday for Stargate Timekeepers, and we saw this trailer. I think it was. Let me see the year on this thing before I just completely
About
screw
2
up.
years ago, I think.
Was
wasn't
it that? Yeah,
Yeah.
May 11th.
I think so, yeah.
May 11th of 2021.
Games take a long time to develop.
They
Instead of
they
years.
tend to. So let me go ahead and bring this up for you guys so that we can see here what we're dealing with. Give me just a second to switch this over. This is going to be one of the trickier parts of the show is getting this going back and forth because there's going to be a lot of documents that I'm going to want to be sharing here. So, okay, I think I think I've got this ready to go. So let me go ahead and share this with you guys. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and watch the original announcement trailer here.
Are we supposed to be able to hear it, Dave?
Working on it. So kind of cool, right?
Yeah, that's a
very
big
exciting.
tease, definitely.
Absolutely.
I'll just say in terms of, I'm going to be the bad guy here this entire time. In terms of actual trailers, that told me nothing.
No, that's how I always feel. I don't
Mm,
trust them.
Is
It's a
it-
That's why they call it a
It's the
teaser.
tease
Yeah.
you.
It was called a
Yeah.
trailer.
I mean, well, I labeled it as such, so I'm not going
Did
to
you?
be
Okay.
entirely clear on the money in terms of what their branding and marketing was wanting to communicate. But you're right. That's
At least
we know
I
it's
don't think it's
Stargate.
They're doing
supposed to.
Stargate. That's
Yes.
the thing, so
Yeah.
And gave us an idea of the graphics,
Yes,
yeah,
of the
what,
potential.
what
what they
we
were
would expect.
like targeting. You know,
So
I've seen loads of game developers give you basically nothing, and then the final
Yeah.
product looks like crap. So I
Yeah.
expect this to look fabulous. You know,
well, let's have a look here at some of the breakdowns for what we've got. Evie, you've got the document opened up. So can you
I
tell
do.
us straight away what
I'm saying, Adam, I'm raising my expectations here because it's Stargate. That's what I mean. It's gonna be fabulous, and that it's Stargate. So fingers crossed.
Okay, so can you open up your document here, Evie, and tell us about
Yep.
what this game is about?
Okay, so it's supposed to be a new story within like the established canon of the show. And it starts up around the end of season 7 with the Battle of Antarctica.
So this first location is Earth.
Yes, I believe the first location is Earth. And we also see another planet somewhere along the line that we've been exposed to before, where Ishtar comes from.
Yes, so
Can't remember the
Hak'tyl.
name of the planet.
The Hak'tyl.
The Hak'tyl,
Thank you.
yeah, that's
Hak'tyl.
episode 2. That's episode 2. Let's go ahead and check out the characters that they've created for the game. So let me go ahead and pull this. So, all right.
Cool.
Let me get this going here.
I like the P90 there.
Yes,
Yeah, I was
absolutely.
gonna say.
Yes.
That no one
And
can see it,
someone
but there we go.
someone online said that the binoculars kind of look like she's pulling like a wheelie suitcase.
Oh,
But
that's
she's
like
not.
Of a suitcase.
Okay,
Gang
so
wants
so
to
who
know.
is this, Evie?
So this would be our leader, Colonel Eva McCain. She's described as a traditional soldier. She's skilled in the application of violence. She's a P90 wielder. She doesn't like to take unnecessary risks, and she's described as being very loyal to her troops.
Played by Kate McKinnon. All right. And then who else do we have? This is Ata.
Atar. Okay, so Atar is a member of the Hak'tyl resistance, described as being very fast and strong. And what else do we have on this character?
If you're going down the page,
I-
we'll come back to those.
Her
Okay,
outfit
okay.
reminds me of like Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got definitely a Taylor vibe to it. They've got the symbol of Malak correct.
Definitely.
Moloch,
that's
yeah.
good.
And I do know as well that she's a very environmentally aware character,
Okay.
and she's very good at climbing.
Okay, that's correct. Tell us about Max Bolton.
So Max is our sniper, described as being a bit of a lone wolf, reluctant to form relationships, deadly in the application of force, and apparently he's very integral to the narrative.
Okay. Yeah, sniping is going to be one of your critical assets in this game, I would suspect. So,
I'm getting some XCOM 2 vibes from this.
XCOM 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Like with the different character types.
Okay.
And we got the sniper. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to have those kind of archetypes that are going to be from traditional, more traditional games that have been really heavily modified to fit the Stargate aesthetic. So I think it works.
Yeah.
For sure. Sam Watson.
So Sam is described as being a spy, very stealthy, technologically capable, outgoing and extroverted, and has some history with Max. So apparently they train together and they have a lot of banter on the game.
And does anyone
Why
notice
does it
what
look like
he's
he
wearing?
has a Zaytark like detector type looking thing on his chest?
That's not
Like, what is
that. That's close. What is?
I don't know what that is.
Does anyone know what that is?
I'm getting a Lieutenant Ford vibe off him as well.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
a little bit.
That is a mimic
A
device.
gold healer?
Oh, that's the mimic device.
It's been enlarged so you
Okay.
can actually recognize it.
It is the mimic device.
Yeah, I suspect it's a reverse
yes,
engineered version of the
Right.
technology that humans have made.
Mm.
This is fantastically cool because it's the first time that the mimic technology from the Foothold aliens has been introduced into a game.
Yeah.
I think that is great, and we're going to see a demo of that and go into a little bit more detail here in a little bit here with that. Derreck Harper.
So Derreck is the tech guy and is a civilian. So he's had backgrounds in researching extraterrestrials. He's very scientific, non-violent, and he's on the team because of his knowledge of aliens, and he's got sort of further knowledge of some other worlds as well. And that is his little robot thing.
Yeah,
You
so
little robots.
and I'm getting a
Oh,
Fallout vibe from him too here.
Yeah. Hit boy.
Absolutely.
Boy, yeah.
So in Stargate Worlds, we were developing an Asgard drone that would follow the Asgard characters because they're kind of physically feeble and physically inferior. So the drone was a floating craft very similar to this that would accompany the Asgard characters on their missions. And they seem to have gone in that direction as well. Personally, I'm frankly thrilled that we're finally seeing that applied to a game because Stargate game in particular, because I thought that it was a great idea. So as long as it gets out there, and we'll see more of that play out as we move forward here.
Yeah.
What
I
do you guys
noticed he had some
think?
leaves hanging out of his
Is he a
rucksack as
botanist
well.
on the side?
I think that it's to accentuate the fact that he is not of the military caste, that he is more of an environmentalist and is looking to utilize the resources of the locations that we're going to visit in interfacing with them with the technology. Unfortunately, I don't have a developer on with us today to explain that in detail, but that's the vibe that I'm certainly getting.
Well, it's a nice
Might
little
be
clue,
able to
isn't
make-
it? So
You may be able to make like first aid or medicine
Yeah.
or
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe he
Possibly.
can utilize that as like his special skill.
Frederick, what do you think of the characters?
I love them actually. I think it's pretty cool to see new characters and just the way that they're represented. They're really stuck to the IP and like what we know as Stargate. But I'm really excited about the environments. Like those
We're gonna get into those
virtual
in a minute
sets are amazing.
Adam?
7 out of 10. Yeah.
Okay.
so far.
Okay. Who would you play based on the archetypes that are typically established for RTS and RTT? would you
I
lean
like a good
into?
I like a good sniper.
Okay.
I was
be
going to
honest.
say I'm sniper as well. I
Yeah,
like
I
to
like a good
keep them
sniper.
good. I don't have the patience to be like a support, like, or like pick supporting stuff. I'm always like pew pew pew. So
Yeah, that or the Colonel. Like, just running around type of deal.
I would probably go with the Colonel. She's more reasonably balanced.
Yeah,
Plus, she
same.
looks like Kate McKinnon, so I mean, yeah, I would definitely want to play her. I'm looking forward to the fact that they've all got dialogue. So I'm hoping that depending on the combination, you're locked in to the characters that you play. Can you, for the first couple of missions, Evie, can you read our notes on that?
Where am I?
Because I don't have my screen up. So
Yeah,
for
that's
the
okay.
first few missions, there are specific characters. Go ahead.
I don't know the characters' names, but I know for the first 2 missions that you have 2 characters at your disposal. And then for the 3rd and 4th missions, you have 3 characters. And then from that point onwards, you will have core characters that you can use, and you will also have the ability to select different characters. By that point in the game, you will understand like everyone's play style.
Yeah. So there's going to be probably a specific communication between them in the first few missions, but I'm thinking that you're going to be able to mix things up a little bit, which should have some interesting dialogue between the characters depending on what dynamic you pick. So I think that's going to be kind of cool.
I think you'll meet some new characters as you go, and they'll have, different sets of skills and experience and things like that. So
absolutely.
And since it's a pretty narrative game, they're probably going to be introduced like in a storyline type of way.
Yeah,
so
I'd say so.
It will all make sense.
Yeah, this is a first-person narrative. Okay.
I love narrative.
Yeah.
It's very important that my games have a good narrative. As much as I want a pew pew good, I also like to enjoy a story.
You want a pew pew with purpose, right?
Exactly.
There's a lot of story in lore in Rainbow Six Siege, isn't there?
Okay.
There is not, but that is just fun. I mean, there is actually. There's a massive amount, but not while I'm pew pewing. So
in terms of the pew pewing, you got some pew pew pew, and then you got some not pew pew pew. I think that one of the things that we want to establish pretty quickly here is this is not a running and gunning game.
It's not. No.
Real-time strategy and real-time tactics, which I believe this is RTT. Is that right?
Yes, it's RTT because it doesn't have any like resource management in the way that you like harvest resources and then handle that. Right. You're just guiding tactically people around and like maneuvering according to that kind of stuff. So that's why it's slightly different.
So my first experience with RTS was Star Trek Armada, which I think Badger can lean in to me with. Because that was you visit a location, real-time strategy. So I'm gathering. Pardon the pun.
Resources.
That when you get to that location, you get resources together, and that's what that was in that game. Whereas in this one, real-time tactics, you're not bringing the land to heal so much as getting from A to B and completing a mission. Is that right?
Exactly. Yeah. So we have seen this type of game in the past.
Okay.
For example, thinking back, Commandos.
Okay.
Old game. Does anyone remember that one?
I do know it. Didn't play it.
Yeah.
Well, like Total War would be an RTT, right?
What? Sorry.
Total War would be like an RTT style game, right? Like the old Total War games.
Yeah. XCOM 2 is slightly different, as in that's turn-based.
Okay.
But that's a similar type of thing.
This is not turn-based. This is not a turn-based game. This is very much real time.
Live action. So. But you have different characters with different strengths. So and from what I saw, you can actually complete the missions different ways. So there's not just one way of completing a mission.
Yes. Yeah. So that was my understanding.
That's so exciting. I love when I can mess with it just a little bit. Like I can pick different paths at certain points. It gives you good replay value. Replay value is really important, and knowing that you can have a different route is very special.
And then if you get different characters down the line, you can then replay, that mission again and do it slightly differently because you've got different strengths.
Right.
Yeah, I like to replay missions in Mass Effect. Like I like to redo a whole campaign, bringing different people with me, so that the dialogue changes according to my situation with different characters. That's very exciting.
I'd like to have time in my life where I could do all of that.
Yeah.
But that's not possible. So, Frederick, were you about to say something?
Oh, I was just about to say the same thing that Evie said.
Okay. The thing that I love about this is that it's almost like a hybrid between gaming, the video gaming, and the Stargate SG-1 role-playing game.
That's what I was thinking as well. Actually,
turn-based, but you have more than one choice in how to resolve your encounter with an environment, and that's cool.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get in looking at what was our next section. Was it character abilities? Is that what it was, Evie?
We were going to talk character abilities.
Okay. So who has what? Who can do what?
Okay, so McCain, the Colonel, she is, as I mentioned, a P90 wielder. She also has submachine guns, which are very effective. You can hit multiple targets at once, and it's effective at a shorter distance, and also has a stun grenade. It's effective, but obviously quite loud. Then we have Atar.
Yeah.
Atar can channel electrical attacks with her staff weapon. She's good at climbing, and apparently she can also help others climb difficult terrain. And she's a very environmentally aware character, and more of a physical character in terms of attacks. She can like take down like an armored Jafar.
That's cool.
Then it is very cool. Then Max, obviously armed with a sniper rifle, relatively noisy on attacks, and can lure enemies by whistling, which I thought was kind of interesting.
We're going to see a demo of that.
Yeah. And Sam carries a zap gun, which has a limited number of charges, capable of taking on and wearing Jafar armor with the mimic scanner. And any character below the rank of an armored Jafar can fall for the disguise. Characters of the same or more senior rank will not fall for the disguise. And while he's disguised, he can wander up to characters who accept the disguise and can distract them by talking to them. He can like give them fake orders and things like that. Which is pretty
so
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So you must know
I
their
want to
languages.
switch now.
I wish there was kind of a die roll involved, so that not everyone on the same level or higher than you would automatically see through your disguise. But I mean, you know, it's still really cool. I'm thrilled that the mimic device is being added to the game. That's really cool.
I think it'll add an interesting dimension for sure.
Yep.
And the last character, Derreck, so obviously he has the drone fighting for him, and his drone can stun, distract, and do a lot more. They weren't very descriptive. He can deploy a drone and then move elsewhere, and the drone will like stay in place, and then he can activate it like that.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it is very cool.
All right. Is that all of them?
Yeah, that's all of them.
Okay, so I think we've got a demo of the weapons systems next. Is that right? Is that what we're covering?
Yes,
So
weapons next.
let me go ahead and pull those
Big pew pew.
some major pew pews happening. Jeez. All right, give me just a second here. And keep in mind that when you see it, the audience doesn't just yet. So hold your applause here.
Okay.
Okay, we're sharing. All right. So this is the hang on just a second here. Okay. So this is the P90 attack. As you can see with the little hang on just a second here. There's a little see the little P90 icon there? The
Nothing
white
on the screen
I
for
can't see
us.
anything.
Nothing.
Okay.
The audience has it, we don't.
Oh, hang on just a second here. It might be helpful if I share. There.
Ooh,
We
please
share.
share.
We share.
Yeah.
So you see this P90 icon here?
Oh yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
So they've got the attack selected there. And they are going down.
Oh, good night.
Nice.
So we've got that. Do we have any information on that particular attack, Evie?
That particular attack. Don't think so.
Okay, so just a P90 attack. So that's McCain. And then what's the next one
That's going to be pretty noisy, isn't it?
Yes, it
in the
will. I
game?
suspect so.
Yeah.
So this is the submachine gun, P90 SMG. What's the next? What's the next item on our list?
After weapons?
No, on weapons. The P90.
On weapons, so P90s, stun grenades.
Okay, let's have a look at the stun grenade.
Then there's So apparently they provide a wider range, but they're very noisy and they can draw like neighboring enemies.
So I guess the blue indicator is your throw reach, and then the red circle is the area of attack.
Yeah.
So that's kind of wicked. And the question
I like
marks
the
are
way they get stunned.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't see, so you got the eyes. So they've probably initiated an attack beforehand that preventing the Jaffa from seeing anything. So they're kind of like hanging out around there. The environments are
hiding
just
in the
gorgeous.
Shrubs. It's great. Look at that.
Absolutely. And you got.
I love being sneaky.
What I have.
There's also some there's some conveniently located logs there as well.
Yeah.
I love when games like give you the obvious. It's just like, oh look, there's a window there. Clearly I must climb it, you know.
Well, I mean, they have
Seems
to.
like.
Go ahead.
Oh no, they do it as to help people out. Yeah.
It seems like stealth is a big part of this game then, rather. So you can do like, you know, running and gunning, but ultimately stealth will probably be the better way.
Yeah. If you run and gun your whole way through it, I don't think you're probably going to last very long. So
stealth is my
across,
favorite game. So
it did come across as a very stealthy game and less. I don't know. It didn't. It's the entire gameplay footage that they showed on Twitch just looked very, more of a stealth game than anything. It sort of was, go to this bush, hide here, kill this guard, go to this bush now, kill this guard.
Yeah, I'm getting this is not your cup of tea specifically.
Not that I think I'm more disappointed in the fact that they didn't show different game. They showed the one level, but they didn't show different gameplay. If there is something other than sneaking into bushes and killing guards, show me that as well.
I see what you're saying.
If you're trying to get someone excited about your game and want to play your game and join the beta, you need to show. I don't know. For me, I needed to see more gameplay to be really excited about this.
Yeah.
Summer,
apparently the
Summer, are you there? Can you hear me, Summer?
Yeah, go ahead and kick Adam.
No, not at all.
Yes, I'm here.
So is there any feedback from the chat? You're watching the live chat, right?
I am. There is some feedback right now. You've been showing the same clip over and over for a little while. So they were just wondering if that was supposed to be a thing.
It's the same.
Yes, I'm looping.
Don't worry.
I'm looping
looking
the
at
animation. Yeah.
Okay, you're looping it. Okay, perfect. But yeah, they're saying, let's see.
Let me come back to you, Summer. What's the next attack, Evie?
So it's the grenades, as a Total grenade.
Oh, that's what that was.
Loud. Yeah. Oh, okay, that was that.
Yeah. So we covered grenades. So this is a staff takedown.
Electrically charged, and yes, staff weapon is next.
So also another electrical attack.
Is it? It just looks like she's clobbering him around.
Well, you can, but this is the shot. This is the physical takedown, but you can also use electrical attacks with this device, is what I'm trying to say.
It's got several functions.
Summer, jump back in whenever you're ready.
Okay. Alrighty. The only, big comments I've got so far is it sounds like a more actiony commandos behind enemy lines, maybe.
Yeah. You're definitely going over enemy terrain. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, Badger, you have any?
Looks like the collision. It looks like the collision detection works. I mean, for example, XCOM 2, there's some quite funny animations with that, where you have someone coming up to someone about to hit them with a sword, and they kind of miss by like a huge bit, and they still go down.
I see. There's not actual collision in the environment.
Yeah, that looks like it. It's hitting, and also I like how you can zoom in and see so much detail.
Yep, absolutely. You're actually on the ground with them, which you're not just always having a map view as your option. So
yeah, so that's really impressive, definitely.
What's next, Evie?
The Zat gun.
All right.
Oh, that's exciting.
Ooh.
So obviously limited charges. In normal difficulty level on the game, there's about 10 charges. And if you shoot somebody, they will be stunned or not, depending on their capabilities. Apparently, you can vaporize corpses, but not in terms of the Zat gun. You'd literally have to take a body and put it into a bush,
which is the equivalent of getting rid of
them. Sort
them.
of is the equivalent of making them disappear.
My eyes started twitching because I thought it was going to be the 3 Zat thing, and I was like, "You take it out, you take it out."
No, there were people asking that question in the live chat, but I don't think that the people doing the live chat quite understood what they meant, because they didn't answer it directly.
My concern with this, and there's it's not really a concern, but I wish there was an animation between the Zat gun and the target.
No, I agree. Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
You definitely get the
still
jiggle.
In development. Maybe they'll add it.
Maybe it's the final part.
Yeah, I'd love to have that, because that's obviously a portion.
It's an important part of Zat.
Yeah,
it's what we look.
So you want to see you want a more visual pew pew.
Yes.
Yeah.
Show me a pew pew, not just hear a pew pew.
And the noise. Give me the sound of the Zat going off too.
Yep. Yeah. So hoping for that. What else do we have, Evie?
The next one would be the mimic device for masquerading as enemies.
That's very
Check this out.
Oh, that's quite cool.
That is very cool.
I enjoyed that.
Now, when I first saw this, I thought he was putting the armor on. And no,
so did I.
Taking the armor and scanning it with the mimic device and walking off.
That's very cool. Very handy.
But
extra sneaky.
You guys who have played other RTT games, is there any reference to putting on an enemy's clothes and masquerading as them, or is this relatively unique?
In Star Trek Away Team, I think in Star Trek Away Team you can do that.
Okay.
I've definitely seen it in another RTS game, RTT game.
It's less RTT game, but and more turn-based. But the Divinity games, you can do a whole bunch of that sort of stuff.
Okay,
and that's got strategy and tactics where you can choose to sneak around or go guns in blazing if you want. But then the combat itself is turn-based.
Okay,
but that has that kind of stuff.
There were a couple of big reveals for fans, I think, in this, and that was really one of them. It's funny. I talked with Heather Ash on the phone last night. We're scheduling her interview for after the writer's strike ends so that she can talk with us.
Yay.
And Heather Ash wrote Foothold.
Yes.
And I told her, so we watched the stream today, and they're using the mimic device, and she's like, "Yay!" with one hand and royalties with the other. So that was funny. So we're gonna have her on probably for season 4, and I'm really excited to have her. So yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
All right, what else do we have?
The next one is the drones.
All right, that's the last one.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the drone.
Cute little robot. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So he's deploying. There it is.
No one pay attention to the man in the bush.
You gotta buy it.
No, I was making a very terrible Wizard of Oz reference.
Oh, jeez. Pay no attention to the man in the bush. All right.
Yes. Set it behind the curtain.
So is it pretty typical that you can see like their sight lines where they're being directed in these kinds of games?
You can there's usually like a cone button that you can press.
Okay.
For example, and you can see where they're looking,
okay,
which is nice to have because obviously you don't know where they're looking, do you?
So
you can plan your tactics. And
my favorite sneaking game is Dishonored by Arcane. And in that, when you turn on you can activate an ability where you can see through walls and you can see everybody. And in that, there's obviously when you look at the view like that, we can see through walls like an X-ray kind of thing. You can see the cones of where they're looking. And I love the cone. I love the cone.
She loves the cone.
It's great. It makes my life so much easier. I can't get stressed because sometimes somebody will look in your direction, sort of, but I'm like, can they see me? Am I just out of the line of sight? So cone's really helpful, and I appreciate it.
That's good. Believability so factors into gameplay. Side note, real quick: Assassin's Creed. I really wanted to get into the game, but when I would start playing, I would be in the Animus, and I would start messing around in the past and like killing people or something. I'm like, did this actually happen in history, or am I just making this up as, you know, in this?
The idea is that you're supposed to have like the freedom to run around, and you are just being Ezio. But that's the idea, that it did happen because you made like you're making it happen as the gamer. But the idea is that you're just doing what Ezio did.
Yeah,
like
my brain broke. So
yeah,
I wasn't able to finish it.
The more recent Assassin's Creed give you like a choice, like you could choose, like you could actually make active choices in conversations. And I was like, no. I was like, this is not okay. I'm supposed to be living Ezio's life or like Altair's life. I'm not supposed to be making decisions, like running around and stabbing people. Who knows if Ezio did or didn't stab them? But according to the logic of the game, you did. But with the newer games, I'm like, no multiple choice conversations. Get out of here. This is not what the game is. So yeah.
I think it might be easier to explain which Captain America returned at the end of Endgame. So,
yeah.
What do we got next, Evie?
Next, I believe we have environment.
Okay, so we're going to take a look at something else here. So they prepared, if I can get this up, they prepared an environments trailer, which is kind of like an overview of the of the episode locations. So let me go ahead and get that ready for you guys here.
Do we know what game engine it runs in?
Do we know that?
Anybody know?
I
tried looking, but I couldn't find anything.
Okay. You guys ready to go? Let's check this out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Battle of Antarctica.
That is so cool, because that would have been what it looked like.
Hak'tyl. Resistance.
That's awesome.
In plain sight.
That's Kashyyyk.
Yeah, it does look like Kashyyyk. Or Endor.
I feel like I'm in Tomb Raider.
The gold force fields are cool.
That looks like it reminds me of a ship in like Halo or something. Classic sci-fi.
Did you recognize anything there at the end?
It's a great question, David.
Well, I only recognize it because you mentioned it in passing before we started the stream.
Does this look familiar?
It kind of looks like Window of Opportunity.
Yeah.
It does look like Window of Opportunity. Those are the stones.
Yes.
I mean, you've got this element from Stargate the feature film with Ra.
Yes.
But look at the look at that. Let me pull up something similar here if I can.
Those stones with the little holes remind me of
right. And it's
Window
not gonna let
Opportunity.
me. Is it gonna let me go back? Let me go rush all the way to the end here real quick. Come on. Look at that.
Yeah, look at it.
That looks like it.
Oh, let's go have fun on a Groundhog Day.
So I think
I
that
expect
may
to
be
see Malachi at the end.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that may be the spoiler that they're kind of alluding to, which is it could be there could be a window of opportunity.
Accidentally trigger a time loop.
Yep.
It's
So
exciting.
the fact that we're
the game is called Timekeepers.
Yeah.
okay, you know what? You're you can
It's sure
just
to have some
go
time
Dare
travel
you
stuff
point
in
out the
there.
obvious?
Yeah, Fred.
Okay.
I couldn't
That's
resist.
Not fair.
No, I did wonder if it was to do with time, but I didn't know that Window of Opportunity was like going to be relevant for the way that it would be affected in the story.
Yeah. Okay. That's
But,
I didn't even
Probably a watch. It's
think
about making
that.
watches. And clocks. That's what this is going to be about.
You know,
I just like watching Nicole roll her eyes. It gives me joy.
I want to do so
Gives me
much more
life.
than roll my eyes, but I'm on stream, so I'm not going to do that.
I'm just making the connection right now. Timekeepers and Window of Opportunity. So I apologize for my thickness. So,
I
okay.
tend to stay away from games and game news. Like I hear about something in passing, and then I kind of try to pretend to like forget about it until it closes to the day, because I'm like, I don't like, my hype is too big if I think about it for too long, because I fixate and then I can't stop thinking about it. But there's no new news coming out until now. So I heard about it and I went, okay, let's forget about that until they give me something juicy. And then they give me something juicy. So now I'm going to start picking apart and having fun. So positive picking apart.
Let's have a look at the Hak'tyl environment here in a little bit more detail. So actually, we've had a fair bit of look at Hak'tyl, so we're gonna move through these a little bit. I like the animals.
Wow.
Yeah,
yeah, like some sort of elk thing.
Yeah, like
an elk
a moose,
zebra.
elk, zebra. Yeah,
yeah.
The trees are cool.
By the way, I did some research while the video was playing. It seems to be made in Unity.
Ah, right.
According to Google.
Yep.
Okay.
And
thanks.
Unity has produced what else?
Kerbal Space Program.
Unity probably has a bunch of games.
They've done so many. I couldn't
Heard of-
actually
yeah.
identify for you straight away unless I googled it really quickly.
Did they use Galactica? Did they make that with Galactica? Their Galactica game? Probably.
The Battlestar one,
Possibly.
the Deadlock.
Yes.
That's a great question.
This is
That
a
is
great
a
Death
great
Glider.
question.
That Death Glider is on fire.
Oh wow.
Literally.
You know,
Yeah.
the system requirements for this game are actually quite low as well.
Okay.
Yep,
Which I like.
Battlestar Galactica
Um,
Online was made in Unity.
Okay.
Among Us, Beat Saber, Genshin Impact, Pokemon Go,
Okay.
Super
Yeah.
Mario
City
Bros.
Skylines, Fallout
Oh, wow.
Guys, Untitled
Yeah.
Goose Game,
Pillars of
Beat Saber,
Eternity,
Cuphead.
Oh
Subnautica,
gosh, Pokemon Go.
Hollow Knight. Wow, that's a good one. Yeah, I said Pokemon Go. Yeah, everything. They do a lot.
So this
Ori and Will of the Wisps. How did we miss
What?
that?
Oh, there's
I didn't
Nicole's
scroll far
game.
enough.
So
Ori.
this
Everyone should play
machine
that.
has actually grabbed this poor Jaffa guard, and I
Oh,
think
yeah.
That's
he's
so
gonna
cool.
yeah. So
Is that an active part of the game that you can futz with, or is it just
Yep.
so you can actually choose?
No, I think you
that's
can.
Yeah.
In the
so
live stream, I
cool.
think they showed that, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'm sure there was one part where they used some machinery.
Yep.
Is that right? Yeah.
I must
I
thank.
deliberately didn't watch the live stream, so I wanted everything to be
Oh, I
smooth.
see. Okay.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay.
I watched some of it, but not all of it. So.
I must thank Darren Sumner of Gate World for providing these screenshots. So the link to the Gate World gallery and Darren's new article are in the description below as well. So thank you, Darren.
Thank you, Darren.
Thanks,
Because
Darren.
I was gonna go get them, and then I went onto Gate World, and I was like, oh, he already did. It's like,
Did all
well,
the
let me
hard
just
work
ask
already.
him, and we'll just go with there. Unfortunately, he was still
Oh, the
awake,
mini
so-
maps. They're so cool.
Yeah.
Hey, so the system requirements for this game, you only need an i3, 10th generation. So a modest computer.
So
Yeah.
several
Last few
years,
years we'll be
just a
able to
few
run
years
this.
old, we'll be able to do it. Wow.
Yeah, so it's going to be more accessible, which is good. So that's a good thing.
Yes, we want more people to play it.
Yeah,
What
so
about-
you don't
what
need
about
like a
GPU
8
though?
gigabyte.
Yep.
A GTX 1650,
Okay,
or
yeah,
a AMD Ryzen 5.
That's pretty low.
Oh, that's all right.
very
That's
low.
pretty good.
Summer,
Run
are
it
you
on
there?
laptop.
Is that a pyre?
I believe
Yes.
so. Summer, any more notable comments from the chat?
Yeah, if somebody's asking, but I'm not familiar enough with the game, is it going to be like No Man's Sky?
No.
No, definitely not.
No.
Okay,
That's a completely different genre.
that's what I thought. Okay,
It's a fair question, though. I'll take it.
yeah.
No
Another
Man's
thing,
Sky, you mean no game initially?
They've improved and
They
built that
have. I
game,
have played it
but-
since. It's pretty good.
somebody made a Splinter Cell reference to hiding people in the bushes, kind of hiding.
Sam
So, yeah,
Fisher.
I played a lot of Splinter Cell. You have to hide people really good, or else if they get found, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble. That's funny.
It sounds an alarm and everything. Everybody is just the big consensus is can't wait to play. And just comparing it to, I think on the Mimic device, somebody said that they have seen this before in a previous Star Wars game.
Oh,
but they
okay.
get-
The technology, you
elaborate.
mean, that kind of,
Mhm,
that
the kind of
yeah.
technology, yeah.
Okay. Very good.
I've got a question. The pyre one. What world was that pyre?
I
on?
suspect that was in connection to a Hak'tyl world.
I
So,
assumed. I
because
was like,
Malak was the
'cause
one
Don't
who-
we like to burn ladies
Exactly
on that
right.
planet?
Yeah, burning ladies.
Oh,
Antarctica.
dear. Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. That's
Ooh.
so cool.
Not the burning ladies.
No, obviously. Oh my God, no, definitely not. No, Antarctica. With
They've
the
done
ice,
a great job of reproducing the Alkesh and the gliders, and just a lot of flaming debris. So
I never considered how much of a mess it would be to clean up when they were done. You know, like, whew.
They've really upped the ante with Antarctica's environment. It's not just a flat plain anymore. You know, you got to give them some creative license to futz around and make it more cool.
Yeah.
And this idea, you know, that I mean, Mitchell's in this landscape somewhere.
He's got crashed Death Glider.
True.
Death Glider.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, not Death Glider. The
and
X3O.
You know, you've got that. There may be a nugget of that. I'm not expecting him to appear, but you know, a nugget of acknowledgement of that.
Oh my God, that would be so cool if it was him.
Yeah. There's F302s there for sure.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Episode 2, Resistance in Plain Sight. So this is kind of a cool environment. It looks like the Hak'tyl, similar to the Hak'tyl environment, but more rocky and at night, obviously.
A lot of walls and tents I can sneak
Reminds
around.
me of the mine in this season 7 episode. I don't remember the name right now. But,
yeah, Enemy Mine.
Yeah, I was gonna say Enemy Mine, the mine episode. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about
the other one where
with Teal'c and Ryak and
the judge, where they're
Orpheus?
taking prisoners.
Orpheus. Yeah, very good.
Yeah,
very good.
I only had Morbius in head.
Okay.
So.
This is Return of the Jedi inspired.
I was gonna say Ewok.
Yeah.
Hello.
Kashyyyk, very Kashyyyk.
That or SGA season 1.
Yeah,
in
you could. I mean, yeah, you kind of got.
The planet with all the kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
Athos. They didn't live in trees though, but yeah, you've got it kind of like the style. So, Crossfire. I'm glad that that the Stargate actually really makes some appearances, because in a lot of the earlier gameplay, I wasn't seeing Stargates, and without certain iconography, it's obviously it is a Stargate game, but it's like I want to see more of the Stargate iconography to say, oh, that can't be anything else. So this is really cool. This reminds me a lot of all of the pits in Vancouver where they filmed. So, Naquita mines, things like that.
Yeah.
So, it's a very cool
They went to
story.
Vancouver and they were like, how do we make this, put this into our video game, make it look like another planet? Just went and did a big thing of Vancouver.
This is very Mayan. Chichen Itza.
It makes me think of the Stargate universe. Where
where they were underground?
The old mines were down the ground with the big spider. It kind of looks like it.
Yeah.
Very good.
I want to take a swim in there. Looks nice.
With the algae?
Yeah, I don't care. I like it. Look at that. You know,
Looking
go
like
relax.
tapeworm.
Probably help
God,
her personality.
Alien planet. Wow.
Grand larceny. This suggests that it's aboard a starship, I'm thinking, because they were talking about ships as being location.
That looks like Camino.
It does.
Yeah, there's the round. Yeah. So I think it may be a glider factory.
I was about to say that, Adam. God damn it.
All right. Language. What do you think is going on down here? What do these look like? Gliders, needle threaders,
charging bays? I don't know.
I mean, isn't that just a death glider they're going to unfold?
Charging bays.
Like a test.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. The wings are folded down. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Very cool.
Like in Serpent's Lair.
Circles. Yeah, we've got some kind of ancient time dilation thing going on here.
So. Those look like big charging stations or...
Yep. And then Timekeepers again. All right.
Get ready for Groundhog Day.
That's what we got.
You said that already. Are we going in a loop?
Yeah, there better be some Fruit Loops and some oatmeal and snuff in the background of one of these shots.
Okay, so that's our overview of that. Evie, did we have any other notes for this?
Did we mention the tactical view?
The tactical view?
I know that we've written a note about the tactical mode. I know that there's like a kind of pause that you can do in the game to give you the opportunity to orchestrate like a set of attacks simultaneously and more precisely.
So you can like pause the game temporarily and then plan your tactics, so you can tell a character to attack them, tell the other character to attack them, and then click resume.
Yeah.
So we've seen that in other RTS games, RTC games. Star Trek Away Team, for example, has that. It's called pause time in that.
Pulse time.
But
Pulse time.
it's good if you're getting shot at, So, for example, if you get discovered and they start shooting at you, you can just pause it really quickly and then plan a way out of it.
Time to think.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll... Because in Star Trek Away Team, if you're playing it on easy, you're allowed to use pause time, but if you play it on hard, you can't use pause time. So maybe the difficulty setting might alter that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the difficulty setting. Yeah.
You see, most of the time when I'm playing games and I start getting shot at, I make sure I do a save just before I encounter any enemies so I can revert back to my last save and cheat. So,
what about release date? Did I hear December?
I don't remember hearing a date.
Or was
I've seen December like battered around on social media.
Okay.
But I don't think they gave any concrete dates. I think they just sort of vaguely said maybe
even
the end of the year.
Even for the beta, they just said sign up here and it will be available in a few days.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. So if you want to do the beta, you can go to let me pull this up here. Let me get this straight for a second. I believe it is slitherine.com/beta.
Yep.
Let me pull this up here. Check everyone out with that. All right. And then scroll down, Stargate Timekeepers, join the beta. You can click on that. And then log in to do your thing. So get a look at the game.
Yeah.
Is anyone thinking of going for it before the game comes out? Or you guys want to wait with me and then play once it's publicly available?
Ooh,
I've signed up for the beta.
I'll probably sign up for the beta as well.
I'll do that today.
Yeah, I'm going to sign up.
Did that this morning.
Okay.
Do we know how much it's going to retail for? How much the price is going to be when it comes out?
They
don't talk price. Yeah, they actually said in the live stream we don't talk about price. So.
All right, let's wildly guess though. Like,
I would expect around the average price of like
Battlestar Galactica
40 to 60.
You said 35, said 60.
What was Battlestar Galactica Deadlock?
That's what I'm trying to say. Deadlock, I think, was about 30 to 40 quid.
It's like pounds. $60 still, that game.
But how long ago was that?
That's Australia. It stays the same because it's digital. Digital games, when they're on sale, they'll be different. Okay. So if I look at Battlestar Galactica Deadlock now, because it's still the same on Xbox as it was the day it dropped. Gosh, where is it? I have it. I own it.
It's just going to be PC only, isn't it? I think.
Yes.
For now, at least.
You're going to fire up that laptop, Nicole.
I'm on the laptop. My internet is just being an absolute doofus. So
Summer.
It knows I own the game, so it's not letting me look.
Any more feedback?
Yes, we absolutely have a few comments and questions from the chat. We were talking about specs earlier. Somebody wants to know if this is going to be available on Linux.
I think it's PC only for the time being.
Probably.
That is up to the developers, but maybe it will work through the layer that Steam has to game on Linux. It will be really up to both parties to see if it works. So you'll have to try that.
I found the price, by the way. It's about $30.
For what?
For Battlestar Galactica Deadlock.
Okay, thank you. Is that what it was released at, or is that the current
price?
Yeah,
it's still the same. So that's US. However, in the UK, the prices stay the same a lot of the time. So for me, it's actually £30 and it's $30 in the US, which is very unfair to the British.
I was going to say, never get.
Yeah, it happens a lot when I do games. But yes, so Deadlock when it released and now is $30, which means chances are this one's going to follow a similar thing.
Anything else, Summer?
Yeah, two more questions. Somebody wants to know: are you actually going to be able to dial the gate at any point in time in the game, or is it auto?
I doubt it.
Okay.
I suspect they haven't given us any indication of cutscenes other than like when you arrive at the planet, you get like an overview, like the camera scans over the objectives. Once the Hak'tyl mission started, episode 2, Ata was going through a conversation with McCain about what the game plan is. It's kind of like a briefing room scene, except we're actually on the planet, and this is what we're going to do. Then we're going to do this. Then we're going to do this. You're going to really have to be a patient person if you're going to really get into this kind of thing. So I am going to definitely be invested in it, but I'm just going to have to be patient for once.
And one last question from the chat that everybody was kind of wanting to know. Does anybody know if there will be any guest appearances by, like, voice cast appearances by anybody on the Stargate franchise? Any of the actors?
That's a fair question. If they are, they're keeping it close to the chest.
It's a big secret, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if in the second half they do. But you would be surprised, Adam?
I would be surprised. I would be surprised if anyone from SG-1 voice acted, or any B-list characters voice acted.
Okay.
Maybe C-list characters.
Okay.
I'd be surprised if they got some semi-big or.
I was gonna say Christopher Judge is the god of war, and he's doing like a lot. He's got like a war.
Chris would be expensive.
He'd be
very expensive. It's like, so yeah.
Well, the question I think begs the question for Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. Did they do that for Deadlock?
I think they did.
Did they?
I don't think they did.
Then
I did play it, but I don't remember. If not, I would have been like,
Then I don't think so.
Up in arms. And whoa.
If they didn't do it for Deadlock, I don't anticipate them doing it for this. Now that I think about it,
I feel like you know what. So. I personally don't need it. Like whenever.
Well, that's not the question. The question is simply were they doing it, not whether or not we need it.
No.
So yeah, that's certainly fair. Summer, anything else?
No, not a lot. Just everybody's looking forward to it, and some people have already signed up for the beta, so we're ready to go.
Okay, that's great.
What are the hype levels in here for everybody? Like, where's everyone sitting at in terms of excitement?
I'm. Go ahead, Adam. Or yeah.
Yeah, we'll start at the bottom with me. I'm a bit underwhelmed.
Okay.
Yes, it's probably not my type of game, but it definitely the gameplay footage they showed didn't get me excited for it. I will probably still get it. I will probably wait for a sale, but I will still get it and play it. Or if I see other people playing it and it's more than just sneak to bush, take out guard, sneak to bush, take out guard, because that's all they showed me. I need to see more gameplay, or the storyline really needs to hook me. I think for me to really want to play it. I hope they're not just resting on the fact that, hey, it's a Stargate game and kind of phone the rest in.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's not the case, but the gameplay was a little whelming.
Frederick?
Nice and apprehensive.
I would say I'm 8 out of 10. I really look forward to trying it out. I do have to admit that Adam just had a good point, that I hope they're not just leaning in on the Stargate side of it, and then this game just sucks. So I really hope it's good. I'm gonna try the beta. So
gamers have been burned a lot, so we go in with like a real
Stargate gamers in particular, because they have a tendency to blow up in people's faces by not launching, or launching for a little bit and then just disappearing, like Stargate.
They get burned
or being crap.
SG-1 Unleashed was. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So Badger.
Yeah, I'm probably at about 7 out of 10 in terms of excitedness.
And you're a gamer.
Yeah, I did notice though, and I don't know if it's just my rubbish internet, but when I was watching the stream from Twitch, when the camera was kind of like moving down, I noticed there was stuttering. But when they were doing the gameplay, it was smooth. So
interesting.
I just hope there aren't. I mean, it is an alpha still, isn't it? In the alpha stage right now, technically.
Yeah.
But I just hope there aren't silly glitches like that are distracting and put people off. But I am excited because this is like the first proper Stargate game we've had
in a while.
How long? Yeah. So yeah, I say 7 out of 10 right now for me.
Okay.
But I'm definitely getting it. Definitely day one. I'll be there.
Absolutely. All right. And Nicole?
I'd say I'm probably about like a 6, between 5 and a 6. Because the thing is, these kinds of games, I'm very bad at them, but I enjoy playing them sometimes, even though I'm really bad. I do really love sneaking. There's something really fun and engaging about having to like learn how to maneuver through an area without just going pew-pew, even though I love it so much. And you know what? More Stargate content is always good, and I always want more of it because it just shows it's not been forgotten. And yeah, I hope loads of people get it, and I hope loads of people enjoy it. There is definitely like a weird like barrier for entry for some people because it's a tactical game and it requires like a certain level of thought and focus that not every gamer like kind of has. Some people just want to run and gun it, like a first person shooter. And obviously a Stargate game is not going to be able to, not currently, like have the budget to actually do something big like a AAA title. But like, I'm really grateful that we've got this team of people who are so willing to give these iconic shows some platform to continue to live on through. So I'm grateful and I'm going to do it. So.
And just to add to what you were saying is it's not really, I mean, not a lot of the time. Well, I mean, maybe some of the time, but a lot of the time, SG1 aren't running and gunning either, are they? They are.
They're patient. Yeah, they're waiting to strike.
And
yeah. We like the Orpheus episode that we mentioned. I mean, they go in and Teal
they sit on a hill for ages.
Captured and right, yeah, exactly. At the end of the episode,
covert ops.
They're positioning their pieces, and then it's like Jeff Goldblum says in Independence Day, when the timing's right, you strike. So that's a lot of that. So there is a lot of the real time tactics that exist in SG1, and I think it's worth it. Evie, do you think you may play, or are you going to be over our shoulders watching?
Are you going to watch Adam play?
Correct. Yeah. If any of you play and you're happy for me to watch, I will happily watch on and try and give you really bad tactical advice. I'm not tactical at all.
We should do a run where we play and then we get Evie to tell us what to do and then see how well that goes.
You wouldn't last. You'd die almost instantaneously.
I believe in you. I believe in you.
I had a friend reach out to me who has designed games in the past. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give my criticisms, and then I'm going to give my positives for this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to share his thoughts because he's far more clear than I am, because he's got far more gaming experience and has actually built a game. He's concerned that the animations are jerky, and the gameplay is repetitive, that there are no weapons effects or minimum. And that the game studio has failed to be communicative. That is my concern as well. Darren at Gateworld and I have repeatedly reached out to the developers and the publishers, and our emails have gone unanswered. And it's like, well, is it because they're too busy? Is it because they don't want to handle the questions that we would have thrown at them, because it would, the curtain would be ripped back, that they're not as familiar with the brand as they should be, or is that we would expect them to be? Or I'm leaning on too busy. We had in this episode with the reveal, they had Francisco Tibaldi, the brand manager, Neil McKenna, senior producer for Stargate, Sonia Wisniewska for environments, Patrick Nozek, head of studio, provided the game demo, and then Francisco and Neil did the Q&A at the end. I would love to have some of these people on. I would love to pick their brains. So hopefully that will change before the game comes out, because we really want to promote this thing. If we want Amazon to give a shit about the Stargate SG-1 Atlantis universe realities, we have to show them that we are interested in purchasing said content. If we don't, then how can we expect them to continue in that canon? How can we?
Yeah. Points. Yeah.
Yeah. Valid point for sure. Yeah.
So if you want more Brad Wright universe, pardon the pun, buy it. Show Amazon that we give a shit. And that is all I'm saying about that.
That's why I bought Battlestar Galactica Deadlock, because I was like, I initially wasn't sure if I wanted to play the game, because it's like that one in particular is like something I struggle with. But I was like, if it says Battlestar or Stargate on it, I throw my money at it without questioning it, because I'm like, I want to fund the thing. I want
How good is the Battlestar board game though?
I've seen people play it. I haven't been able to play it myself, and I love it. I can't get it anywhere. It's expensive, but yes, I've seen people play it. I'm so jealous. Okay. And yeah, just keep, like, I'm not saying spend your money and like do that thing, but like for me, I'm always if I love something and I want it to continue, I've got to show that, I
give
care
us some
about
financial support.
Yeah. I always do that, especially with indie devs and stuff.
I was reading my comments about, I can't remember which, article. It was one of my previous interviews, and the fan comment was, I feel strongly that if MGM and Amazon buys Stargate, that they're not going to continue the continuity. He said it's all about continuity. It's about good story. Be really entertained, you know? But if you want continuity, if you want to buy an SG-1 game, this is it. They have gone out of their way to create a game in the Stargate SG-1 universe. So, you know, unless you want to watch Rome burn and ignore the fact and have them ignore Stargate's existing television canon, give this thing a look and let your money speak for you. So
some of the canon is super specific as well. Like Hak'tyl is a very like you know, like 2 episodes only really cover that much at all.
And device as well.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like and the fact they've gone like that kind of deep with it just kind of shows there is like a level of giving a crap about what's going on. So I appreciate
that.
it.
Is a good sign.
They didn't have to add those stones with the holes in them to represent.
They didn't, and that's another one.
So that shows some level of care and detail about the universe of Stargate.
Yep.
You can see there's a lot of love in there, and I just really hope that they're able to follow through on delivering the final product when it eventually comes out. Because in the end, you know, it is a game, and it's got to be fun, and it's got to be engaging and good. Yep. And it's like I think no matter what, I'm gonna enjoy the experience of getting new Stargate content, even if the game isn't like the best thing in the world. I still want to experience and
it's open ended. And episode 2 is being planned. So this could continue into the different series. This could be into Atlantis. You know, they're moving forward in time, and if the game has its audience, we can see them continuing to expand on the Stargate existing Stargate TV story. So, Evie, anything I'm missing? Anything that we wanted to bring up on the conversation that from the live stream? I'm really glad the developers were as forthcoming as they were.
You've got to be nowadays,
yeah.
With how many times people have been burned with trailers and
I'd love them
gameplay
to reach out
footage.
to us, and because I'd love to have them on and share this. I'm on the fence as to whether or not I want to participate in the beta. Part of me wants, unless I get an invitation or something to have a look at it, I might. But part of me wants to wait. So because when it does come out, we will at the very least be doing the Antarctica campaign live on the show. One of the other things that they mentioned is they wanted to keep every episode around an hour. So with the level of difficulty, that's obviously going to change. The easiest mode, for instance, you have 10 ZAT charges. So there is some flexibility in terms of the gameplay. I mean, if you really want it to kick your ass, you can let it. But I think that at the very least, the Antarctica game level should be something that everyone should check out because it's in established canon. So the whole thing
absolutely
works, but the Antarctica battle is established canon. So
and it's one of the greatest moments in the show. So you know,
10
out of 10.
Yeah.
Frederick, any final thoughts?
Yeah. Not really, just really looking forward to it. I'm gonna try it and probably go at it with my programmer's experience, even though I never made a game, but I still know how it works behind it. So
absolutely, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, as I said before, I think I will definitely purchase it. Probably not immediately on release, but I'd be keen to see more gameplay. I think for me first, I want to see the final polished product. First before I really make a decision. But I think you make a fair point. We should be supporting it and showing that we still want to see more from this franchise. And you're right. If we don't give a shit and don't help do that, then Amazon's not going to give a crap.
So if you just dismiss it out of hand, and you're the one beating the drum for more Brad Wright canon, you're shooting yourself in the foot. So, but that's not just to say to buy any old thing. You know, obviously, insist on quality, and they're definitely passionate about it. That's what I'm thrilled with.
Yeah, that's the important thing. I think is that they are passionate about it. You can see that there is some, little nods to the series and certain episodes. And
that's cool.
Like that. So yeah. So I think that's good. Yeah.
A lot of the things that I mentioned may just be engine limitations. So, and this is also what we've seen as alpha. So I'm going to hold my breath and give them a chance to continue to work on it. The environments are beautiful. I am really impressed with the level of detail going into the environments. It's going to be a very immersive experience. This is not my kind of game. It's just not. And I'm looking forward to playing it all the same. Nicole?
Yeah, actually, so what you just said there is not your kind of game. This isn't my typical game. I'll play this kind of game every now and again, very rarely, every few years. The thing is, because it's Stargate, I'm more likely to fall in love with it because it's already something I love. So they've already got me hooked. It's just about, obviously the enjoyment and the gameplay, as Adam was saying, like we want more, because obviously a lot of the fun is that you're in this location and you want to have like a lot of choices and you want to be able to try different things. And I want as much fun as I can have. Yep. But on the day it comes out, I most likely won't play it the day it comes out because much like, my books, I'm probably going to buy it and let it sit there in my game library going, I will play it like ASAP as soon as I can, whatever. But I'll probably, you know what, I want to do the beta, but I'm always I might as well wait for the finished thing. I'm definitely that kind of person. So I might be inclined to join you, David, in the I'll wait, see how it goes.
Yeah. And I'll want someone to play with me when we play Antarctica Live.
Yeah, so. I'll play with you, David. I'll buy it. But
it's going to be Let's Play Stargate Timekeepers. So yeah, and Summer. I'll have Summer back. Jeremy Heiner also wants to join as well. So we'll have the Stargate crew on. Yeah.
David, we have Deb in the chat for Stargate Timekeepers. He said he's been listening to the stream. Concerning problems with contacting us, we can send you the link to our official Timekeepers Discord channel, so you can contact us further there.
Okay, perfect. Discord is something that I have very limited experience with. I've sent out emails.
Me too.
Yeah, let's go. dialthegateshow@gmail.com is our email. I would love to have that conversation with them. It is clear that they are wanting to get the Stargate aesthetic right, and I'm thrilled to continue to beat the drum for this game and for all the content that's available. Evie, non-gamer,
yes,
traditionally non-gamer. Last
I'm
word.
Not traditionally a gamer, but
Stargate
I
fan.
Definitely
what are your thoughts?
I'm a Stargate fan.
Yeah.
Look, I'm impressed with what I've seen so far from a non-gaming aspect.
Yeah.
I like the characters that they've built. I like Adam said, the little nods that there are to the existing canon, which I think will draw on the nostalgia side of things.
Yep.
I will definitely watch one of you play and try and give you some bad tactical advice. But I think it's important that we do support the content that does exist, because I think Amazon will be keeping an eye on it.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that's very important. If we want new Stargate, we have to support the Stargate that's been released. So
I was always, wanting to play games myself. I'd never really thrilled to watching other people play. I would have friends who would come over and watch me play. And my first experience with that was with Retro Badger. I was working on a project in LA, and when I would go and have breaks, which were frequent because we had 12, 14, 16-hour days working on this, editing this feature film together. It was me and Badger. So I'm privileged to have him on, and check out his channel if you want to see him beat up other starships. Your kill ratio is pretty darn good, man. So
thanks. Yeah, I think it depends which battles you watch, to be honest. I'll have a run of 10 losses and then
well, that's
5
true.
wins.
But your Stargate banter, your Star Trek banter is on point. You definitely know the content of the shows, and I recommend that anyone for a good time just wanting to watch some quick space battles, go out and check out Retro Badger Gaming. And you've also been doing a Star Trek. What is the new Star Trek game called?
Resurgence.
You've been doing a playthrough with Resurgence. So
yeah, got to the end of it now. And,
what'd you think?
That was really good. I was very impressed. The story, the visuals, the voice acting, really good, great. Top notch.
All right, great guys. Thank you all for sticking around. Summer, do we have any other feedback in the chat? Earth to Summer?
No, not really. Sorry.
Nope, it's good. I just wanted to check before I closed the chat down.
No, everybody's just excited to go, and everybody was a 7 and up as far on the excitement scale, and agreement with the support your loves, support the gate if we want to continue.
We want to keep the gate open. Mm-hmm. There was a fan game called Stargate Network that was produced by fans a few years ago. And we got a few of us together here to show that off. We're going to be taking a look at it really soon. So keep an eye open. You may see Badger and Nicole and maybe Evie back and me to look at some of the fan creations of games. I'm kind of going through this mod phase right now of gaming in honor of Timekeepers coming out. So I'm wanting to cover a lot of this stuff before my Dial the Gate Season 3 closes and move into a well-deserved break. So, guys, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you
for having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You're watching Dial the Gate, the Stargate Oral History Project. This would not be possible without my moderating team. These guys make the show happen. Summer, obviously, thank you for making the bridge between the conversation on the screen and the chat, because I had way too much stuff up. Tracy, Jeremy, Anthony, Reese, you guys make the show possible. So thank you so much for that. Big thanks to Frederick Marcoux at Concepts Web, who keeps dialthegate.com up and running. My transcript team, they are nearly 25% of the way through our backed catalog. So dialthegate.com in the near future here will be a place where you can go and view past transcripts, making this a true oral history project. And thanks to my producer, Linda Gate Gabber Fury, for continuing to assist in making new interviews possible. I think that's all that we've got here. I wanted to pull up the Q&A real quick. Give me just a moment on this. There was some communication. Teresa MC, what happened to the paintings from the show? Ronan's painting, the portrait of Atlantis and Sunday, and all the paintings of Rodney from the game. That's a great question. Propworks didn't get those. Propworks got the one of the victory painting at the end of what was the episode with the little girl? Do you guys, do you remember the episode where it has the Rodney's victory at the end of it? What's her face? Jodelle Furland. Do you guys remember that episode?
Yes, I love that
what
episode.
Was it called?
My favorite.
Harmony. Thank you. We sold
Harmony,
the Propworks the painting. It was like nearly 8 feet tall. But I don't remember exactly what happened to these. So, and then also someone wanted to know, I think it was also Teresa, would you like to see created for the Stargate series a reboot, a new Stargate? I think that we can have all of it. I honestly do. I think that they can, as long they don't have to necessarily make the next thing from out of existing the Stargate TV content, but you can make it so that you don't have to erase it at the same time, just move forward in time. But I think that we had a conversation a couple weeks ago about the strike and Amazon's business model for Citadel. And I think it's proven that you can actually get all of it if you're willing to do multiple things at once. And I think that fans would be cool with that as well. So we'll see how things go. My name is David Reed for Dial the Gate. I really appreciate y'all tuning in. The sky is the limit with Stargate Timekeepers. I really think that they've got a good thing going here, and I would love to have them on to discuss or get certainly more information, perhaps some exclusives about the game, because we're the biggest fans of the property, and we want to see it continue to grow. We'll see you on the other side.